The applause began even before Mirella reached the edge of the stage. It rose suddenly, strong and overwhelming, filling the wide conference hall with sound that felt heavier than joy. Hundreds of people stood, phones were raised, screens glowed, faces reflected admiration and excitement. Mirella smiled. She smiled the way she had practiced over the years, soft, confident and composed. She waved gently, nodded in appreciation, and stepped down as the host continued to speak warmly about her. "An inspiration to many," he said. The words followed her as she walked behind the curtains. And then, away from the lights, the smile faded. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, from memory. Brighton Heights was a city that celebrated success openly. It was modern, fast-growing, and full of ambition. Glass buildings reflected daylight, and at night, lights painted the streets with color. Cafes stayed open late. Music drifted through busy roads. Mirella was one of the city's admired voices. At 32, she had built a reputation many people respected. She spoke about discipline, honesty, self-belief, and progress. Her voice was calm and reassuring. People trusted her words. Young women listened and felt encouraged. Parents shared her talks with their children. Invitations came from schools, organizations, and conferences. Mirella understood the responsibility. That was why the weight in her chest felt so heavy. After the event, she sat quietly in the back seat of her car as it moved through the city. Street lights passed by the window, stretching into long lines of light. The applause still echoed faintly in her thoughts, but it sounded distant now. Her phone vibrated. A message from an unknown number. "If you spoke with such confidence tonight, do you remember how your journey began?" She paused. She locked the phone without replying. She remembered. Years earlier, Brighton Heights had not been welcoming. She returned from university with strong determination and clear goals, but opportunities did not come easily. Emails went unanswered, interviews ended politely without follow-up. "Send your details again," they said. "We'll reach out," they promised. They didn't. That was when Kelvin appeared. Kelvin was quiet, calm, and observant. He didn't speak much, but when he did, people listened. He noticed Mirella at a small event where she spoke passionately to a nearly empty room. "You communicate well," he told her. "You just need the right support." She didn't fully understand what he meant then, but soon doors began to open. Introductions were made, invitations followed, opportunities appeared quickly. Her name began circulating in spaces she had never entered before. She told herself it was growth. She told herself it was timing. She told herself she didn't need to ask too many questions. That thought stayed with her. 2 days after the conference, another message arrived. "Your voice carries influence." She felt a quiet unease. That evening, she sat alone in her apartment, a bright, modern space that reflected success and stability. Yet, for the first time, it felt uncertain. She called Kelvin. He didn't answer. That night, Mirella reviewed old emails, agreements, and records. She looked more closely than she ever had before. Some details didn't add up. Some organizations were unfamiliar. Some arrangements felt unclear. She realized that her image had been used in ways she hadn't fully understood. Her voice had helped present ideas she had not questioned deeply enough. She didn't design everything. She had played a role. Later, she drove through the city slowly. Brighton Heights looked the same, busy, bright, confident. But to her, it felt different. The noise faded. The excitement felt distant. Her phone vibrated again. "Take time to reflect," it read. She paused. She did. Kelvin later agreed to meet. They sat in a bright cafe with wide windows. People laughed around them. Life continued as usual. "You didn't explain everything," Mirella said gently. "I guided you," Kelvin replied calmly. "I needed clarity. You accepted the outcomes." The word stayed with her. That night, Mirella sat quietly on her balcony looking at the city lights. Every achievement replayed in her mind with new understanding. She realized something important. Growth without reflection can be misleading. The next morning, she cancelled her upcoming appearances. No announcements, no explanations. People noticed. Questions followed. She stayed silent. Kelvin sent a final message. "Take care." She didn't reply. Instead, she recorded a video. No stage, no lights, no script. She spoke honestly. She explained her journey, her learning process, her responsibility to reflect and grow. She didn't accuse anyone. She spoke calmly and clearly. Then she shared it. The response was immediate. Conversations spread, reflection followed, organizations reviewed their practices. Mirella stepped back from public attention. She moved to a quieter part of the city. She taught small groups. She listened more than she spoke. She chose simplicity. For the first time in a long while, her thoughts felt clear. Because applause can be loud, but reflection brings peace.